So now, a fly-on-the-wall moment in pop history as writer Jeff Young imagines what really might have happened on that August night when Elvis met the Beatles. Today's drama was first broadcast in 2015.
On the 27th of August 1965, in a mansion in Bel Air, the Beatles, heir apparents to rock and roll, finally got to meet the man who inspired them, the King, Elvis Presley. That night is still probably the most seismic meeting in music. No cameras or recording equipment was allowed. Only the few present really know what happened. Our drama, When Elvis Met the Beatles by Jeff Young, recreates and imagines that evening, using the recollections of some of the people there to bring alive the story of what might have happened on that unique night in rock and roll history.
Beatles news now. 2 nights to go until 18,000 fans pack themselves into the Hollywood Bowl to witness the 4 young men from Liverpool.
And these 4 boys from Liverpool with their dish mop hairstyles are Britain's latest musical and, in fact, sociological phenomenon.
For them, and I'll always love them. Even when I'm 105 and an old grandmother, I'll love them. And Paul McCartney, if you are listening, I love you, Paul, and please come to the window so I can just see you.
Bringing it down, yeah. She would never be free when I was around, yeah. What's that called there, George? I can't remember what I wrote. So you go from the A somewhere. Where's it go? No, it's what? Oh, I can't remember. It's too late for this. Pick it up in the morning. Get around people wherever you roam. And think that the waters around you grow.
Those things. Excuse me. Sing.
I thought you'd be drenched to the bone.
Right. This is Brian Epstein. It's Friday, the 27th of August, 1965. Something I'd always wanted to do is scream. Yes, scream. And the other night in Shea Stadium, surrounded by 55,600 girls, I did just that. They screamed and I screamed with them. And the sensation was exhilarating. That was when I almost understood what we're doing here, this wooing of the hearts and minds of millions of... That's what I wanted to say to Colonel Tom tonight. It's not just about the dollars, it's about how it feels to scream. No one's there to tell you how to handle all the madness. Well, apart from Elvis Presley. He's the only person living who knows what this feels like. And right now, it's madness. Madness is the only word to describe it.
Hey, Bri, you're missing out. Ringo's dressed up in Jar Jar Gabor's catsuit here. Come on, have a drink.
Not now, John. Not right now.
Difficult to get into that. Don't rip the gusset, you know.
So tonight, the upstart young pretenders met the reigning king. The lads had been so looking forward to it. Elvis is their hero. It's the very reason they picked up guitars in the first place. But they're still young men, you know. They're trapped in Jar Jar Gabor's mansion and bored. Waiting. Well, there'd been a party the night before. The most famous people in Hollywood. That was a bit of fun. But apart from that, waiting and bored.
Bang, bang! Yeah, you're dead, McCartney. Lie down and die, you low-down dog.
I'm not dead, I had my fingers crossed.
You can't kill a cowboy when he's got his fingers crossed.
Yeah, he's not even wearing his Stetson the right way round. Hey, I wish I'd had me 6-shooter at the party last night. All them jewellery rattlers. What was all that in aid of?
The Beatles, man.
And who are the bloody Beatles?
We're the bloody Beatles. John, Paul, George.
Oh, and Ringo.
Ringo, Richie.
The drummer.
Yeah, drummer and pool hustler.
You're holding the cue. the wrong way round, Ringo.
You suppose use a sharp end?
This is Ringo time. I play Paul my way.
And he's like that with his drumming.
This is where Paul Newman went wrong in that film. Should have used the blunt end.
All this waiting round. And you think about it. What are we waiting for?
We're waiting for Elvis.
And I'm bored of waiting. Dressing rooms, airports, swimming pools.
Let's just get wasted. Who's for the smoke?
Yeah, I'll have a smoke, George. And a scotch and soda and a pint of milk with 2 Aspro, please, bartender.
I'll have whatever Paul Newman drinks.
Sodding waiting. I'm sick of sodding waiting.
I'm waiting for you to draw that 6 sign out of its holster, Lennon.
All right.
Oh! Big dust, Lennon.
Go on without me. No, tell out Mimi, I love her.
What's happening?
What's happening?
Happening with the king, I mean.
Nothing's happening. He's Elvis.
I bet he cancels.
I bet he's in Hawaii.
I bet he's never heard of us.
Well, I've come all the way from Liverpool. You should have just called round his house.
He has, you know.
We don't know where he lives.
Well, he wouldn't let us in anyway. He'll be watching the Beverly Hillbillies with Priscilla. Oh, hey, if that's that Elvis, tell him we've had a better offer. How's the other one?
Oh, hello, Epi. Yeah.
You can play that, George. Go on, you play.
Right.
He's a good version of that.
So what did Brian say, McCartney?
Oh, he said it's happening.
But I haven't done my hair.
It's definitely happening. We're going to meet the king.
Crikey.
Jesus, you know, I think I'm nervous. Anyone else nervous?
Yeah.
Nervous about meeting Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll? No, not really.
That's because you're stoned.
I'm stoned.
The Beatles is stoned.
Yeah. Bet you Elvis is stoned.
I want to be even more stoned.
He's not going to be the hound dog Elvis, though, is he? Not going to be the that's all right mama guy and the 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready, go Cap, go Elvis. No, he's got to be the Viva Las Vegas Elvis, the musically gifted racing driver.
Oh, there's a blackjack, poker and a roulette wheel. I thought you won and lost on every deal. All you need is strong hearts and a nerve of steel. Viva Las Vegas! Viva Las Vegas! Hey, do you reckon he'll have any reefer?
Hey, you bought all the reefer in America, George.
Yeah, he smoked it. Now he wants to get his hands on Elvis's staff.
Think about it, though. I mean, we're gonna meet him. Elvis. I mean, whatever happens, it's still Elvis. Seems like only yesterday we were buying his records in Nems.
Before we were us.
Before we were Fab.
And now we're going round his house.
Like we're going to an emperor's.
Like we were going to your auntie's house.
We're in a limo, driving down Sunset Boulevard, on our way to meet the reason we exist.
Roger turned the shift and he said mix. I wanna stick around and wanna get my kick.
The man we were about to meet was recently sworn in as Special Deputy Sheriff in Shelby County. We weren't driving down Sunset Boulevard to meet the truck driver from Tupelo who changed the world, who changed John Lennon forever. We were on our way to meet a wild animal, tamed.
Smoke? Oh, don't mind if I do, yeah? Thank you. That's Elvis's face on the lighter. How about that? Well, it's novel. Yeah, well, let me get you one as a gift. And a wagon lamp. You like wagon lamps, Epstein? Well, I've never really thought. Well, I'll get you a wagon lamp anyway. Wagons roll. Yeah. Finest cigars in the West. Aromatic, special blend. Cuban. Fake Cuban. Made in Pasadena. The fakes in this world are always better than the real deal. You know what I'm saying, Epstein? I think so. Drink? Brandy Alexander. Here you go. Why not? Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, here you Cheers. Go. Yeah. Okay. Now, here's the deal. Now, my boy, lives at a secret address. We're guarding his privacy. And what? How's that fake cigar, Epstein?
Top notch.
There's going to be no photographs, okay? No publicity of any kind. Understood?
No, of course. I mean, actually, my boys are getting a little tired themselves of the whole publicity circus.
Well, circus is the name of the game, Epstein. Name of the game.
Well, and as for safety...
Welcome to my world. Now, all these houses here, we're sweeping past out there on Sunset Boulevard.
Yes.
Every damn one of those houses needs protecting. Now, protecting from whom, Epstein?
Protecting from the fans who bought their houses for
You hit the nail on the goddamn head, Epstein.
Good.
Because the boys and girls inside those places can fill their swimming pools with dollar bills if they so choose. And for what? For shaking their tootsies when the cameras roll. Even my boy shakes his tootsie these days.
Well, I'm not sure I'll ever persuade John to shake his tootsie.
The dollars are in the shaking tootsie. You can make a lot of money in this game, Epstein. My boy is the biggest star in the music business. And your boys are on the hot plate, too.
Oh, it's madness, isn't it? See, we've got girls climbing onto aeroplanes. Girls smoking cigarettes next to the fuel tanks. Got jealous boyfriends shooting bullet holes into the wings.
Well, good for business, Epstein. Each of those girls, each and every one of them is spending money. Now, at my Elvis store in Culver City, I'm shipping more Elvis teddy bears than we can make. Those girls are our gold mines. Just start cranking out the teddy bears.
Elvis store.
Yeah. Elvis exploitations. How about that? Elvis exploitations.
Great excitement, obviously. 3 limousines sweeping through the gates of this enormous mansion house up on the hill.
There's the house there.
We're waved through the gates by Elvis's people, the so-called Memphis Mafia. It's quite a show. Screaming girls throwing themselves at the cars.
What a face on that.
Rattled. Well, that's how I feel. Rattled and tense. Put it down to all the brandy Alexanders and a cheap cigar made in Pasadena. But I'm nervous. And shaking. There are girls prepared to kill themselves just to catch a glimpse of Ringo. Girls in the trees. There's a girl, I swear, collecting the gravel we've just driven over. There are girls who are prepared to be run over just so that they can say they were hospitalized by a limo full of Beatles. This is our world.
Whoa, so, bloody hell. A pink Cadillac, and a Roller, and 3 Harley Davidsons. Tell you what.
Are we going anywhere nice?
Ringo's had too many cups of tea.
We're going to Elvis Presley's house. Big house. Big Elvis.
Best behaviour.
And then, of course, we finally entered the doorway. 565 Perugia Way, and there they are. Elvis and Priscilla, cosily at home in his den, sitting in the middle of the most enormous horseshoe-shaped couch. Elvis was looking good, a bit overweight, more rings on his fingers than Ringo. He's like some kind of Napoleon figure surrounded by his court. And Priscilla, well, she's all heartbreak pink lipstick and black bouffant like some Hollywood starlet. John is looking at Priscilla, and well, everyone's a bit uncomfortable with this, but there we are, in the kingdom of the king. It's quite a scene, it really is. It's quite a remarkable scene. I remember Presley looking to Priscilla, almost quizzical. And, well, already I had the feeling that this wasn't quite the way it was supposed to be. Uncomfortable silence is the phrase that springs to mind. They just stood there, looking at him. Awkward.
Well, now, welcome. We've been watching you on television. All those girls.
What girls?
This here is Priscilla.
Hang on, we're looking for the new singer.
You'd look fab in a Beatles suit.
Ever the Joker, John?
Run along now, honey, before one of these boys loses an eye.
I'm just being friendly.
Yeah. Priscilla's got plenty to be getting along with without helping you guys sell more records. Like I said, honey, run along and play. Maybe she'll see you fellas later.
Priscilla left. I don't for one moment think he meant anything, but John's eyes followed her across the room. I remember thinking, thank God, better safe than sorry.
Well, welcome, everybody.
Hello, hey. Mr. Presley.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, yeah.
George.
Mr. Presley.
Like a general inspecting his troops.
Oh,
it's all a bit embarrassing.
Well, let's see if we can organize a few soda pops here. You guys like soda pops?
Everyone is looking at Elvis. Elvis is looking nervously around the room, and then he picks up a remote switcher. Well, none of us has ever seen a remote switcher before, and he starts changing channels on this huge colour television. I suppose he didn't know what else to do.
So why don't you, sit down, relax, make yourself at home.
We've come all this way, after all this time, and we're watching television with Elvis Presley.
Well, anything you fellas want, well, you just ask, huh? You hear? Cocktail cabinets fully stocked. Well, how about you, Brian? Whiskey sour or an English G&T?
I'll just take whatever's going, thank you.
Well, Esposito, Sonny? Jerry, anytime you see this man's glass empty, you fill it right up.
Well, they're nervous. They don't know what to say. They just sit there looking at Presley, who's looking at the television, and then John tries to fill the silence.
Big TV, hey?
Well, we see a lot of TV. Mainly because I always seem to be on it.
So, John, here we are then.
What is it with this crap? Come on, Brian.
This is the time, not the place, John. You know that.
Stop shepherding your flock,
it's
Brian.
Not appropriate.
What's not appropriate?
I can see it all over your face.
It's just me face. I'm not going to say anything.
I'm relieved to hear it.
These songs.
Oh, God, here we go. I thought you weren't going to say anything.
Never trust a Beatle called John. All right, Elvis.
You like these songs?
Well, I'm just wondering. These numbers in the film.
I really don't think we need to get into this.
The novelty numbers, The bullfighter was a lady and, Bossa Nova Baby.
Well, nothing wrong with a novelty number.
I'm not being funny, but what happened to good old rock and roll?
I thought of Brian singing All I Want for Christmas is a Beatle. Nothing wrong with a novelty number.
No, I remember the first time I looked at that Sun Records label. It was like a
Peter
treasure,
Sellers doing A Hard Day's Night. Nothing wrong with a novelty number.
When you finished, Ringo, I'm just interested in what happened to Mr. Presley singing songs like Mystery Train.
They're just songs, man.
There's a difference between us and you is we write our own songs.
Well, I got my people on the payroll to do that for me, John.
Might be why that...
Listen, just because I'm making movies doesn't mean I can't do rock and roll. I might just get around and cutting a few sides and knocking you boys off the top.
But the movies... Kissing Cousins... Fun in Acapulco.
It's just entertainment, man. Same story, different location. I play a country boy, meets a few girls along the way.
Might be time for the change.
Well, why change a winning formula, huh?
Well, I beat up the bad guys. I get the girl and sing 10 lousy songs.
Only time we changed the recipe was Wild in the Country.
In which I play a messed up kid who goes to college and dreams of being a writer.
Yeah, dollars down the drain. We're here to make dollars.
A lot of dollars.
Yeah. The boy's taking home $175,000 per movie, and we're pitching for $1 million, huh? That's enough reason for you?
You're the reason why we're here. No Elvis, no Beatles.
Yeah, and you've always been my favourite drummer as well.
You're coming up fast like 4 hellhounds on my tail, but I'm not done yet.
We don't want you to be done. We want you to be rock and roll.
I might just surprise you. Maybe I'll buy Shea Stadium and fill it with some of my own screaming fans.
What I did is check my motor.
No one knows what's supposed to happen. Elvis gives off this enormous presence, and I think the lads could feel that. John's trying his best, but, in a John way. And then no one knows quite what to say.
Look, if y'all not going to say anything, I think I'm going to go to my bed.
Yeah, so am I. Yeah.
Look, I didn't mean for this to be like, subjects calling on the king. Why'd you say we get some guitars over here and jam a little?
Yeah. Sounds good to us.
Yeah. All right, Joey, Marty, let's get some guitars here for the boys, the Beatles. Hey, you want to make some music?
Rock and roll music.
How about the Bel Air All-Stars, huh? Damn right.
Yeah.
All right. I guess I need some practice, man.
Hey, don't worry, man. Me and Brian will make a start of you in no time. Hey, let me show you the thing or two, Al.
Let's do it.
That's a happening all over our town.
I might take the boys on the road.
Pairing up the chicks with the message that he laid down. Who is the coolest guy? That is what I am. Yes. Fast talking, slow walking, good looking, Mohead Sam. Chicks are making reservations for his loving so fine. Screaming and a fainting, he's got them all waiting in line. Well, who is the coolest guy? That is what I am. Fast talking, slow walking, good looking, Mohead Sam. Yeah, baby.
Two greatest rock and roll acts in the world are finally together, face to face. This is history.
Thinking over what you just said. Thinking over your good little head. Are you sure I'm the one? Is your love real joy and fun? Think it over, yeah, think it over. A lonely heart grows cold and old.
I like the crickets. We saw them play Liverpool.
Oh, yeah, supported by Des O'Connor. I was 15.
They keep going on about you being the king. As far as I'm concerned, it's Des O'Connor.
Who's that?
Buddy Holly, that'll be the day. Gives me goose pimples, you know. First song I learned to play, my mum taught it me on the banjo. She made me go through it over and over again. I remember her slowing down the record so I could scribble the words. First time I heard Buddy Holly, knocked me for a loop.
Carl Perkins was the one for me. Matchbox.
You know, Carl Perkins is a real good friend of mine. Well, I'm sitting here wondering what a matchbox hold my clothes.
Hey! We met him at the party. I asked him if we could record Honey Don't, and he just said, man, go ahead, have it.
What'd you do with it?
He ruined it.
Well, how come you will when you say you won't? Say you do, baby, when you don't.
So songs like these, though, you know, these types of songs like that, you know, that make your hair stand on end.
Well, not when I sing them, they don't.
Why aren't you singing songs like those instead of There's No Room to Rumble in a Sports Car?
Come on, Johnson.
I'm just interested. Under the authority granted me as Director of Weapons Research and Development, I commissioned last year a study of this project by the Bland Corporation.
Dr. Strangelove, man, I love that movie. It is It is, you know, a sacrifice required for the future of the human race.
This is the way it should be. The small, homely gathering with a few friends and little music.
Well, now, gentlemen, for anyone who fancies their chances, a roulette table is now open. The cocktail bar is open. The whole damn carnival is open. And now Mr. Epstein and myself are withdrawn to my office. Shall we? Yes.
You have fun, boys. You have fun.
So the Colonel leads me away. Seems to be swimming along now. John and Presley with their Peter Sellers fun and games. I'm trying to work out how to play it. You see, I have a bit of a business proposition for the Colonel. Could be the biggest deal in rock and roll. Ever. I suppose I was thinking, this is my moment. Don't let's ruin it, Brian. And into the office we go.
Cigar?
Fake Cuban made in Pasadena?
Oh, hell no. Fake Dominican.
Oh.
But a darn good smoke.
Thank you.
Yeah, let me fix you a drink here.
Thanks.
Yeah. So, Brian, these concerts of yours.
Yes, 56,000 people at Shea, 30-minute set, dozen numbers. Then we leave, courtesy of Wells Fargo, $160,000 richer.
Oh, yeah. Here you go.
Thank you.
That's amounting to $100 per second, huh?
Well, I suppose. I mean, I haven't done the arithmetic.
Yeah. Film rights?
Yeah, the film rights are with me, but my own company, Superfilms. I suppose you've heard the lads are to be honoured by the Queen?
You don't say. Well, tonight they met the king, and soon they'll meet the queen, huh?
That's very good.
How about that?
Yeah, it's funny world.
Yeah. And who's got the hot dog concession on these shows, huh, Brian? Who's selling the dogs?
Well, I don't know. I suppose the promoter. My family sells wireless sets and gramophone records. No hot dogs, though. Yes, we're doing a new line of hire purchase spin dryers. Quite the thing.
Quite the thing, yeah. Beetle spin dryers, huh?
Well, no, not... Oh, I see. You're making a joke, yes.
Now, you listen to me, Brian. I learned everything I know hustling at carnivals. Ever run a dancing chicken act?
Can't say that I have.
Well, let me tell you how it works. I started out with this little sideshow, Colonel Tom's Dancing Chickens. Now, how do you think you make a troop of chickens dance like Fred Astaire?
I'm not sure I know.
Well, I reckon even you dance, Epstein, if you were standing on a hot plate. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I start out each week with 7 and end up with just 1. But hey, when those chickens had finished dancing, they made mighty tasty drumsticks.
You crack me up, man.
I'm gonna get myself a jukebox when I get home. A Wurlitzer just like this one. Let's see now. Bobby V, Elvis, Fats Domino, Elvis, Eddie Cochran, Elvis, the Roland somebody or others, Elvis, 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 Elvis. What do you fancy?
Have you got any Elvis?
How about the Beatles? When I was younger, so much younger than today. Huh? Hey, first time I heard that song, I was just turned 30. You guys made me feel so old. Damn near made me sick as a dog.
We should write you a song.
Yeah, like the one we wrote for Billy J. Kramer in the Dakotas.
Only better.
Well, let's sing one of the old songs.
Hey, Rich, are you joining in?
Nah, there's only so much I can do with a pencil and a cocktail stick. Who's up for a game of pool? Okay, suit yourself.
As I step down from a train, and there to meet me is my mama and a papa. Down the lane I walk with my sweet Mary, hair of gold and lips like cherries. It's good to touch the green, green grass of home. Yes, and all come to see me, arms reaching, smiling sweetly. Oh, it's good to touch the green, green grass of home. Then I awake and look around me at four gray walls that surround me, and I realize I was only dreaming. Down the lane I walk with my sweet Mary, hair of gold and lips like cherries. It's good to touch the green, green grass of home. Yeah. Oh, it's good to touch the green, green grass of home. Yeah!
Quite a tune, huh? I don't know much about music, but I do know how to sell things. I know all the best billboard locations. I'm the man who painted sparrows yellow and sold them as canaries. Yeah, let me refresh your eyes.
Thank you.
Yes. Now, yeah, you make them think they just can't live without it, and then watch them digging deep for the dollars. But treat them nice, too, you know. Oh, yeah. Well, those kids are digging deep because they love my boy. So you treat them good.
When you first met Elvis, how did you know?
No, I know jack about music, but what I do know is my gut. You catch these kids when they're a rumor, sign them up and nurture them until they become a fact.
I knew nothing about music either. First time I saw the lads play, I was somewhat baffled, I have to say.
Yeah, who's to say what makes kids go wild? This is London, right?
Liverpool.
Ah.
Yeah, I went to see them playing one lunch hour in this tiny little club down in the cellar. It's called the Cavern. Yeah, they had something. I mean, why were these crowds of girls coming down in their lunch hour to listen to these boys? They had a certain charm, but there was this rhythm, this beat, which was so exciting. Yeah, but there was something else that you couldn't quite name, and yes, they were a rumor about to become a fact.
Let me tell you, I signed my boy in March '56. By the end of that year, we were bringing in $22 million on merchandise alone.
Really?
78 different ranges, from charm bracelets to popsicles. Which, pardon me, is why I say to you, who has the hot dog concession?
What about England? I mean, I've been wanting to ask you...
I know what you're asking, and the answer is no.
Well, I haven't asked you my question yet.
You don't need to. I'm a carny man, and I can read your mind. You come here to try to persuade me to let you represent my boy in a series of concerts in the United Kingdom.
Well, I think it would be in all of our interests. England have never seen him. They've never heard him sing.
And what would you be looking for?
Well, we could discuss all of that.
One thing might sway it.
Anything. Name it.
How about an honorary knighthood from the Queen?
Well, you're joking, surely. I mean, for who? For you?
For my boy! For Elvis! Oh, the kids would sure love that. Here, let me fill your glass there, Frank.
Thank you. Yes, well, I'm not sure even you could pull off that stunt. I really don't think it works like that.
Well, then I'm afraid the answer's no. We're not traveling anywhere, apart from Honolulu.
Not even let's mull it over?
Not even for the hot dog concession.
Look, I really think we could all benefit from this. If we just...
And I think the subject is over.
You know, when Buffalo Bill came to England...
Oh, no. Ain't nothing you can tell me about show folk.
Well, no, I wasn't implying...
So you think my boy coming to England will make a big splash like Buffalo Bill?
Look, Gene Vincent and Eddie Cochran came to England and the crowds went wild.
Yeah, and one of them ends up crippled, and the other one's dead. Going to England killed Mr. Cochran. Is that what you want from my boy?
No, well, that's rather absurd.
Well, now hold on a minute here, son. You come over here this evening, and you come here as my guest... And now you have the nerve to sit there and try to tell me how to run my stable?
Look, it wasn't that.
I think we're done here.
I just think it would be a major show business coup. Do you know, there's something I've always wanted to do, Tom.
What's that?
Scream. I always wanted to scream, and last week, I did.
Okay, I think we might have had one too many cocktails. Like I said, Epstein, I think we're talked through.
And that was more or less it. Never mind the hot dogs, I failed to even negotiate a deal to supply the mustard. We finished our drinks. He showed me a few trinkets. He was very fond of a sort of a wagon train bedside lamp. Switched it on and off, and we finish our cigars and shake hands, and then we open the door and look in at the den. It's really taken off in there. There's Paul and Elvis singing, a game of roulette in the corner. And I'm shaking. I'm shaking.
Why she had to go, I don't know. She would say, I said something wrong, I long for yesterday. Love was such an easy game to play. Now I need a place to hide away. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Yesterday.
I hear you guys had a little trouble flying into port.
Oh, yeah. One of the engines was in flames. I thought we were done for. Just when you think this Beetle business was working out okay, you're plummeting towards the ground and smoke and flames.
I scribbled out my last will and testament and shoved it in a film canister, you know, just in case it got incinerated.
People keep saying with a flash in the pan. They were nearly right.
It would have been good for record sales, though, eh?
Oh, pity we survived. It would have flogged a lot more Beatles wigs.
Well, it's a plane on fire that'll kill you, or a fan who wants to kiss you so much they'll good as kill you too.
We had a guy on stage screaming, one move or you're dead.
I know that guy. So what did you do?
We sang Help.
Yeah, well, it gets pretty scary sometimes.
Yeah, but, you know, there's 4 of us on stage, so we can just throw jelly babies at them.
Well, they treat us like bloody faith healers, man. Lining up so we can touch them as if we can heal the sick. How did we get here? How did we end up locked up in big houses in case we get ripped to bits by screaming girls? Yeah.
Yesterday.
Funny fella. I like it.
Baby's good to be, you know, she's happy as can be, you know, she says
Now, what was the first thing you did when you signed your boys?
Made them get their hair cut.
Eh?
Made them wear suits and bow after each song. They were leather-clad delinquents. In a few weeks' time, they're going to meet the Queen.
Exactly. All this rock and roll rebellion, it's a sham. It's over. You threw away their motorcycle jackets and you tamed the wild beasts. They're a commodity. You're the salesman. That is rock and roll.
Listen to that.
she's so glad she's telling all the world that her baby by the bank, you know.
Listen to whatever it is that generates that excitement. They're practically burning the house down with music. With music. Whatever it is, it's magic.
Yeah, ain't that something? We are 2 very lucky men, Brian. What do you say, Epstein?
I'll drink to that.
Well, here, to the Beatles.
To Elvis Presley. I don't even know if I mean it. My hand is shaking as we toast. He's looking at my hand. And he's smiling.
This song here was my mother's favorite. May she rest in peace.
Oh, well, I'm tired and so weary, but I must go alone till the Lord comes and calls me away. Oh, yes. Well, the morning bright, and the lamp is a light, and the night is as black as the sea. Oh yes, there will be peace in the valley for me someday. There will be peace in the valley for me. Oh Lord, I pray there'll be no sadness, no sorrow, no trouble I see. There will be peace in the valley for me, for me.
And in this reverential silence, as if we're in a church, Priscilla has entered the room and is sitting now at Presley's side, looking astonishing in his sequined mini-dress, teetering on high heels. John can't help noticing. He's getting restless, getting bored. And when Lennon gets bored, it can be unfortunate.
I've got all your records, Alma. My particular favour's Hold Out Your Hand, You Naughty Boy. Alma Cogan, no?
Presley's noticed, and I almost think John wants him to notice. Then I realised that John is talking to no one in particular. I mean, it's not about Priscilla, this simmering anger. He's like an atom bomb standing near the fireplace, looking at another one of these blessed wagon train table lamps. There's a slogan on the wagon, and John is reading it out loud.
All the way with LBJ.
Everything all right, John?
No. Lyndon B. Johnson, man. Operation Rolling Thunder. 32,000 tons of bombs. That's 15 kilograms of bombs for every man, woman and child in Vietnam. Lyndon B. Johnson. He's a warmonger, man. How many thousands of innocent people are dead?
John.
And here's the man's name on a bloody wagon train. What is this redneck bullshit?
John, it's fine.
No, Brian, it's not fine.
No, look, it's probably not the time or the place
to
be
what's
bringing
happening
up...
here, Brian, huh? Doing a bit of business, are we, Brian, with that sideshow phony hustler? It sticks in my throat, all this, Brian, this business.
It's just music, John.
No, it used to be music, but now it's business. When did it become dirty, Brian? When did it become all the way with LBJ and Petunia, the gardener's daughter? When did it become all this lousy stuff? And why?
Night round at Elvis's house, John. It's just like Boxing Day at Aunt Mimi's.
So, shall we do a tune?
Yeah, time for one more song, eh? How about Just Couldn't Resist Her with Her Pocket Transistor?
How about One by the Other Scylla?
You're my world, you every breath I take. You're my world, you every move I make. Other eyes see the stars.
You're running away, George.
Reefer, man. I'm looking for the fella in charge of Elvis's tea.
Well, if you find him, whistle. Hey, Elvis, we've got a spare 15 minutes. Why don't we make a movie?
Oh, we make movies too, John.
No, we make Beatles movies. There's a difference. When we first heard Elvis, you know, he was like the Pied Piper leading us astray. When Radio Luxembourg played Heartbreak Hotel, I bought a £5 10-shilling guitar from a mail order advert in the Daily Mail. And after that, there was no turning back. It was, whose side are you on? Well, I'm with the rebels. Liberation, man. Liberation.
Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Tom Parker's Casino is open for business.
You guys are on the wrong stateside is. You're holding the cues the wrong way round. You're supposed to hit the ball.
Every breath I take. You're my world, you every move I make. Other eyes see the stars up in the skies, but for me they shine.
What you doing out here, George? You're missing all the fun.
No reefer, nowhere. So I'm sitting on this sun lounger thinking nothing.
What are all them bottles doing, floating in the swimming pool?
Oh, I was bored. I was thinking of when me mum used to wash the bottles out and take them to the co-op. So I thought I'd wash Elvis's bottles for him.
Oh, they look nice. You've done a good job.
So rock and roll, eh?
There's no rock and roll anymore, George. Just roulette and wagon trains.
Just showbiz.
Yeah, showbiz. You know, it was meant to be like a mix of Carl Perkins and Jesus and Geronimo, and all it is screaming.
Yeah. Sometimes I wake up screaming too. I wake up in the dark, in the cold sweat, and I'm screaming like a lunatic. Everyone thinks I'm the quiet one. But I scream, John. Loudly. I scream.
I meant the screaming girls, George.
All right. Got ya.
It's all falling apart, George, you know. Gives a borrow of your hand cart, because we're all going to hell.
We go home now.
Yeah, let's go home. Play cowboys, eh?
Well, it's been one heck of a party, fellas. Thanks for stopping by.
Next time I'll bring me a drum kit.
Hey, keep practicing that bass, Elvis.
You'll have to come to Beetleville one evening.
Yeah, well, we're pretty busy.
Yeah, well, thanks for the music. Long live the king.
There he goes again.
Good to see you there, Epstein. Maybe I'll send you over one of them cocktail cabinets you seem so fond of.
I'll ask Harrods to send you a Shetland pony to remind you of your days in the States.
You do that. Now then, presents for the boys, huh? Complete set of Elvis albums, huh? Yeah, there we go. And some gun holsters with gold leather belts, like those. And a table lamp shaped like a wagon for each of you. Now, you tell the fans it was a great meeting.
Memorable.
Now, where are the dollars, Epstein?
The dollars are in the Tootsie.
Ah, yes.
Memorable, that's one way of describing it. Come on, let's get out of here.
Goodbye, Elvis.
Beatles house, please, driver.
I wanted to meet him more than anyone else in the world, you know. And I feel nothing. Right now, I feel nothing.
Meeting famous people when you're famous people, not like it is when you're not famous people.
But I didn't get to say what I wanted to say to him.
What did you want to say?
I wanted to tell him that I nearly got kicked out of school for growing sideburns. Just like Elvis Presley's.
So that was the fabulous Beatles. What really blew my mind was the state of their teeth. With all their money, they couldn't get their teeth fixed. Do you see their teeth?
Yeah, I saw their teeth. Yeah, English teeth, like the Queen's.
Jesus. Maybe make a few calls about these boys. I mean, who the hell do they think they are? That Lennon boy was stoned out of his mind.
Yeah,
well, somebody ought to talk to the FBI about that son of a bitch.
Yeah, we can make that call. Someone put bottles in the pool.
Some son of a bitch punk from Liverpool. CIA. That's who we need to phone, sons of bitches. Hey, look down there. You see him? Oh, no, down there through the lawn sprinklers.
See what, son?
The angels. Just out there.
Angels? There's nothing there, son.
You remember that time we were filming Harem Scarum? We were driving through Tennessee, and I saw the face of Stalin turning into God. But I see things.
Yeah. You're just tired.
You know, I got a bad feeling about these Beatles. A bad feeling.
Yeah, just kids passing through. Just 4 more chickens on the hot plate.
I gotta go, Colonel. The angels want to tell me something.
It's 7 before 3 o'clock. KRLA's More Music Time. Let's check in here. We're going to have 62 degrees right now in Los Angeles, 63 along the beaches, and 64 up in the valley.
Should have stayed in and done me hair.
Or smoke some reefer.
I thought we were going to meet Elvis.
We were.
So who was that guy?
He's the man who used to be Elvis. Nice guy. Well, okay. I suppose he did seem a bit odd.
I think he was scared of us, you know. Like he thought we were trying to show off or something. Hey, he's still Elvis, though, isn't he? Hey, what did we do tonight? We met the guy who made us want to pick up guitars in the first place. Without that guy, we wouldn't be here.
The king. I don't think that was the king. I think he was a wagon-trained table lamp salesman.
Maybe that's what fame does. You lock yourself away from reality. But we're doing it our way.
Are we? When we're on stage, playing to 50,000 screaming girls, what do you sing?
I sing the words, man. Why? What do you sing?
I swear. I effing blind. But no one hears me, you know. We write all these songs and no one even listens.
It actually was a bit like going to your auntie's. If your auntie had a pool table.
It was a bit like meeting Engelbert Humperdinck.
We drive down Sunset Boulevard. We drive through America. It's ours for the taking. The hot dog concessions included. Well, what we left with was a sense that the Beatles had stolen the King's crown. The feeling that this was our kingdom now, and that we were on the cusp of being the biggest rock and roll act in history. Elvis's day was done. Did I feel sad? Well, I didn't really think. It was just all so unreal, like a dream. The thing is, we've been living our own strange dream for 3 years now. We're no longer living the life we'd expected to live. Our world has changed, and we are changing the world. We could go on forever sweetly, or it might all end. The bitterest of ends. Meeting Elvis last night was like a further development, a mutation of the dream. In some ways, the dream is already over. In other ways, the dream is going to get a damn sight stranger from now on.
Hit me that chord, that A chord. Well, it's one for the money, two for the show. You get ready, now go, cat, go, don't you? Step on my blue suede shoe. It's Carl Perkins. You do anything but lay off of my blue suede shoe. Well, you can knock me down, step on my face, and my name all over the place. They do. Do anything that you want to do. Honey, lay over them shoes, don't you? Step on my blue suede shoe. You can do anything but lay off of my blue suede shoe. Well, it's the blue suede shoe. Blue, you sing it, John, sing it. Blue suede shoes, yes. Round. You can do anything but lay off of my blue suede shoe. Well, you can burn my house, steal my car, drink my liquor from an old fruit jar. Do anything that you want to do, but honey, lay over them shoes, don't you? Step on my blue suede shoe. You do anything but lay off of my blue suede shoes. Play me some guitar now.
Colonel Parker was played by Colin Stinton. Brian Epstein by Daniel Lapine. Elvis by Kevin Maines. John Lennon by Tom Hughes. Paul McCartney by Sean Mason. Ringo Starr by Tom Dunley. And George Harrison by Michael Hawkins. Music was played by Imagine the Beatles, featuring Robert Simpson, Jeff Raggett, and Adge Buffoni. Elvis music was performed by Pete Storm.
Lay over my blue suede. Oh, bo, 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 da, da, da. too high for me, man.
When Elvis Met the Beatles was written by Jeff Young. The producers were Polly Thomas and Dan Cocker. It was a Something Else production for BBC Radio 2.
I like it.